Hey friends, it is December 1st, 2023. When you watch this, a lot more things may have happened and come to light, but I want to be as current and upfront as I can. When I got involved, when I agreed to come in as an outside advisor to the situation at IHOPKC and the serious allegations that have been brought against Mike Bickle, from day one, and this is the verse that I used preaching at IHOPKC on that Sunday morning. From day one, my goal has been for the truth to come to light. John 3:21, let everything come into the light. Let the truth be known. Where action needs to be taken, let it be taken. Where healing needs to come, let there be healing. Where repentance, confession needs to come, let it happen. That has been my position from day one, and that has never changed. Even though I had to step back from official involvement, having spent many, many hours privately talking to leaders on all sides, doing my best to understand fully the nature of allegations, the issues that were being raised from people within the ELT, outside the ELT, those in, quote, the complaint group, colleagues of mine who were very critical of the process and critical of the ELT. I spent many, many hours interacting with people privately. So this has never stopped. But because of travel constraints about to leave for overseas and not being able to interact on the level I needed to in an ongoing way, I had to be unofficial. Plus, it's not up to me to tell the ELT what to do, hence my unofficial involvement. But my pledge has remained the same. If the process was not going forward, if things were being stonewalled, then I would shout it out to the world. You say, well, why haven't you shouted it out to the world? Things are just dragging on. And why are you trying to silence accusers or victims? God forbid I try to silence anyone. My public stance has been don't gossip. Don't post public speculation. And if you have serious accusations, there is a right biblical way to bring them. And there are processes through which this can be done. That remains my position. But yes, everything must come to light. The ELT will tell you I have been almost like a thorn in their side, pushing to make sure that the right third party is brought in. You say, why weren't they brought in from the start? The ELT felt that because there were charges against Mike Bickle, some of which amounted to a crime being committed, that they had to go through an attorney if a crime had been committed. But at no point have they ever resisted my counsel for a moment to bring in another third party. They made that clear from the first moment I was involved with them. Otherwise, I never would have gotten involved. And as of today, I was assured that there has been active, very active communication with numerous third-party firms to do their best to bring in those or the one that can do the very best job. And things are going to be coming public very, very soon in terms of what has been done. That's why I'm not getting online every day and shouting about this or that, because things are happening behind the scenes. It's not my job to communicate for the ELT or to communicate for those that have come forth as victims. That's not my job and my place. My job has been to do exactly what I promised I would do, and I continue to do that. And again, as of today, I have been given assurances because I have been pushing. I have been pushing aggressively. The ELT will tell you, almost like, what's this guy doing? To say, third party, what's the status? Much has been happening. A lot of these things take time, engaging people, getting them involved, finding out the right organization to bring in. But from everything I have been told, those watching on the outside, we're talking about the sexual allegations. We're not talking about larger concerns about IHOP culture or history of IHOP or Mike Bickle's teaching. We're not talking about that. That's a separate category. And as that needs to be investigated and looked into, I trust it will be in the right way before the Lord. But specifically, the allegations of sexual misconduct, I have been assured that things are being done exactly as I have asked and requested, but that much is happening behind the scenes. And in the coming days, it could take some weeks, but as soon as possible, more statements will be made. So I just want you to know that. For those that think my goal is to take sides, my goal is to take the Lord's side. I've said that from day one, which is, may the truth come to light. If there are truly victims here, may they receive what they need to receive to go on in their lives. If there has been serious sin committed, may it be exposed, and may there be full confession and true repentance. Where there are unhealthy areas that need to be examined beyond this, may that happen. May it happen for all of our ministries and all of our congregations. If there are unhealthy patterns and leadership structures or histories, may God help his church to be healthy. So be encouraged. Much is happening behind the scenes. I still have the same request. There is no need to be speculating on social media. There are ways and processes that are being set in place where people with complaints, with concerns, with allegations will have safe places to bring them. That has been ongoing and has never been stopped. And again, behind the scenes, I have been speaking to people on all sides of the conflict, doing my best to say, let us bring everything to light in the godliest way possible. Where there are real victims, they need to be heard and they need to be helped. Where there are misunderstandings or false charges, those need to be brought out. Where there needs to be repentance and confession, where things need to be made right, where the body needs to be healed, let it be so. But it is essential that those who are called to pray don't stop praying, that those who are called to worship don't stop worshiping. And we're all called to love. Let us build bridges of communication rather than tear them down. Let us build bridges to come together and say, Jesus be glorified. This is a desperately difficult situation, and the eyes of the world are on it. May we conduct ourselves in a way that honors and glorifies him. I truly hope that this is helpful.